So in a recent video, I spoke about how I switch my behind the scene camera to the DJI Pocket 3 and the DJI Osmo 360. Yes, I've condensed my setup in order to create content a lot quicker and a lot faster. In this video, I want to do a quick comparison to see what the difference is like in a controlled environment like I'm here in right now in my office, home office / living room, and what I would usually do whenever I'm doing talking head videos like this at home. So at the moment we're using both the Pocket 3 and the 360 just to test it out and see what it looks like. So let's first start with lighting. For lighting, I've got a 60-watt continuous light, kind of like about a 45-degree angle camera right from me. And then I also have a light that is slightly behind us that you can see here that's adding some room. You do have this window here which is flooding in some natural light, but it's a little bit cloudy as it was raining earlier outside, so it might flicker a little, but I'm hoping with the settings on the camera I'm able to control that a little bit better. So let's go straight into our actual settings on either camera. So for our Pocket 3, that is currently set to 4K 25 frames per second, which is the highest resolution that camera does, with our white balance set to 5300 Kelvin, ISO set to 200, and we're also shooting in D-Log-M, so we can actually color grade it and see what it looks like when the footage is color graded, which gives me that flexibility to make any creative tweaks if I wanted to in post. Moving on to the 360 camera, this is currently set to 4K 25 frames per second in the single lens mode rather than using 360. I think you can go up to 5.7K in single lens mode, but for fairness, I decided to go with 4K 25 frames per second. ISO on this is set to 400. It is slightly higher, as I noticed behind the actual screens on the camera that the actual exposure look a lot darker on the 360 at 200, so I bumped that up to 400 just to match it slightly closer when it comes to post-processing, so we get that result. So that's the only change that is different. For white balance, again, 5300 Kelvin, shutter speed 50th of a second, and I'm also shooting in D-Log-M. The other difference you probably notice is the field of view. There is a slightly wider field of view on the 360, with that reaching out to, I think, 15 millimeters in terms of field of view, versus the Pocket 3, which is about a 20 something millimeter, if I'm corrected. And yeah, this is what they look like. I do obviously enjoy and like the look of the Pocket 3, so it'd be great to see what the 360 camera looks like if I can actually utilize that to do these talking head videos in a pinch, as that is going to be mainly my behind the scenes camera anyway, but it's worth testing out, right? And also in terms of microphones, as mentioned before, I'm using the DJI Mic Mini paired directly onto the Osmo 360. And this is what the audio sounds like with the Mic Mini paired directly to the 360. And this is what the internal audio sounds like coming directly from the Osmo 360. This is what the audio sounds like paired with the Osmo Pocket 3 and the Holyland Lark A1. And this is what the audio sounds like coming directly from the Pocket 3 itself. So I'm about arm's reach away from both cameras, so in terms of reach and show you how far I'm away from the camera. I'm also in my living room, which has got a padded carpet. Obviously you got furniture in here as well, so the sound is a lot more condensed, and it's going to sound a lot better than that if I was outdoors and I was walking around or something. So yeah, that is what the audio sounds like, and this is what the image looks like. Looking from behind the camera, I do personally prefer the Pocket 3 and the way that looks, the overall look of that, and the slight depth of field it gives you. Of course, the 360 is going to come in handy for certain aspects and certain shoots because you get that wide field of view. So I look forward to also utilizing that side of things. So let me know what you guys think. Which one do you prefer in the comments below? Thank you for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.